Hey guys, it's PJ, and it's time for another video. Uh, Sorry it's been a couple weeks. Uh, you may remember, if you've been watching for a while, that I said July was going to be a completely crazy month for me. And so far, it has been. I was gone last week to church camp. I leave again Saturday to go work with Johnny and friends for a week. And this week has just been recharging my batteries from last week, and trying to spend as much time with family, because uh, when I'm gone like this and they're doing their thing, we don't get to spend a whole lot of time together. But that's what happens when your mom has two kids that are both college age doing their own thing. So when we get time to spend together, uh, we try to spend time together. My sister's in a show right now, so she's been back and forth to the theater and all that fun stuff. Um, so, yeah, that's what this week has been. I'm gonna spend the next couple days getting laundry together and getting repacked, and that is actually why I'm sitting in my living room right now. Is you've heard the saying, people's dirty laundry? Well, I actually have dirty laundry all over my bedroom floor. So my sister can help me with that tomorrow and the next day. So I'll get into some of the stuff I did last week and what's coming up for me this week, this coming week in a minute. But before I do that, I actually have to do a really quick shout out to some fellow YouTubers. So last week, I think, or not, yeah, last Friday, no, so the week before I left, um, so that Friday night, I'm watching one of my personal YouTube channels that I watch, Got Love. So, repping the Got Love t-shirt today. But I was watching one of their YouTube live streams. They're a really awesome married couple from Las Vegas. Um, they're travel vloggers, um, and they're all, what got me started watching them was they are a military couple. So but they travel when he's not doing military stuff, obviously. So, I shared I shared that live stream on my YouTube, Facebook page that I share all my videos on. So, if you haven't liked the Facebook page, for the channel already, go to Facebook and type in PJ Crouch YouTube, and that'll take you straight to the page. Hit the like button, or follow button, or whatever it is, on Facebook, and you'll see new videos, at the same time you see them on YouTube. I post them on Facebook. So I posted that live stream and told everybody who likes the page to go like them if they were interested in learning about YouTube and travel vlogs and all that sort of stuff. That is the place you need to go. And then I hopped on Twitter and let Kyle and McKenna know that I had done that. And then they tell me thank you and by commenting on my tweet, and then I get a private message asking me if I have any Got Love gear yet. And I'd been thinking about it for a while and I hadn't done it yet because I had some other things I needed to get for more uh, important things like camp last week and camp this coming week. Um, and also, trip my mom, and um, me and my mom are taking in September. So, I get a private message asking me if I've got any Got Love gear yet, and I say no, not yet, and then I get a reply saying, send us your address and your shirt size, and we'll send you one. So I did, and they did. It got here last week when I was gone. I didn't get an awful lot of time to check my phone while I was gone, um, because not only did I not have time, but the cell service was kind of sketchy. So, but, uh, one night I was texting my mom a picture of me because the group I was with had done, something crazy to me, and I wanted to share that with family. Just to let them know I was alive because I hadn't had a bunch of, time to text back and forth with them. So she in that same time frame that I get send that message, I get a message from my mom telling me my package from Vegas had gotten here and all that stuff. So I knew the first YouTube video that I made, I wanted, after I got back, I wanted to wear my shirt to uh, say thank you to them and also let you guys know if you're looking for awesome travel vlogs, places to go, things to do, stuff like that, that's where you need to go. And I will try and link their, put their link in the description bar, um, in the description box. Um, but that doesn't always work, um, even if you type it out correctly. So, I will also tag them in this video, and you can go click on the tag, and it will take you to their videos, or it should, it has before. So, but if you want to go look them up, without hitting the tag, just search Got Love, GOTTLOVE, on YouTube and hit that subscribe button and give them some love and let them know that you got there from here. So, because as YouTubers, we may not know each other like face-to-face conversations, but as a whole and in general, if someone comes to a channel from another channel, we usually try to give each other some love and support by telling our subscribers to let them know that you guys heard about them from us, or in this case, about Gut Love from PJ Crouch YouTube. And it's just a really cool way to support each other. So Kyle and McKenna, because they're also subscribed to me. So if you guys watch this, thanks again. I'll be repping this whenever I can, and eventually, if God ever opens up the doors for me to get shirts or whatever, I'll make sure to send you guys some in return. So, now that the shout outs out of the way, I'm going to ask for your prayers because, like I said, I leave Saturday to go to one of the best weeks of my year, if not the best week of my year, and that's Johnny and Friends Family Retreat. You've heard me talk about my time with Johnny and Friends before. I've got a playlist of my internship reflection videos from last summer. If you haven't watched those, you can go watch those if you're interested in learning more about Johnny and Friends and possibly volunteering with them. Uh, that's a good place to start. Um, but I get to go there next week, and Saturday I leave, and I get to we'll get there and do basically introduction and in-doc training and all that stuff. This will be my 4th year volunteering as in what they call an STM, which basically stands for short-term missionary or short-term ministry leader, depending on who you ask. So, but the uh, defined term is short-term missionary. So, I've worked. This will be my 2nd year working with Knoxville at camp. So, and I spoke with the Knoxville office at a conference in April. That was really cool. So, I interned with them in the Charlotte office last summer. So it's continued, my relationship with them has continued to build and get stronger. As part of my internship last year, I actually trained all the volunteers who were coming to family retreat on wheelchair safety and wheelchair etiquette. And back last summer, they asked me if I came back, if I'd do that again, and I said sure. And then as we got closer to camp, that topic came back up again. So I will be training fellow STMs on wheelchair safety and etiquette this week. So Saturday afternoon is gonna be filled of training I have to go to just to brush up on procedures and stuff like that. Because no matter how long you do this, procedure and stuff can always change. So it's always a good. Sorry, my nose itches. Always a good thing to brush up on, just for your safety and the safety of others. But then I will also get to take the STMs and show them what what chairs do and what to do if certain scenarios happen, and then I'll run them through like how do you approach someone in a chair, and talk to them what not to do in that situation. Because if you ask anybody in a chair, one of the worst things for someone who's typical, meaning no disability, or um, they're able bodied, is to come up to them and look down on them like this and talk down to them. Now, in some situations, that can't getting. So, what I tell them is 99% of the time, you're gonna want to get down on their level or close to their level, which means sit in a chair, grab a chair, get eye level with them. Now, in some instances, that's not possible. That just can't happen, especially if you're uh, talking to like a little kid whose chair is way down here. So, in those situations, I tell them get find the find the happy medium. Find somewhere where they can get to you or you can get closer to them, because I know not everybody and not in all situations can a grown adult get down on the ground so they're eye level with a kid in a wheelchair. So that's not what I'm saying. So I'm just pray that all that goes well. I think we've got about a little over 100 people coming this year. That combines um, families and volunteers. So just pray that God would work and move in this upcoming week. It's always an emotional week. But for me personally, it's gonna be really emotional this year because one of my friends that I made last year while I was there, uh, actually one of the family members of the host family that hosted me and took me in while I was actually working in Knoxville last summer as part of my internship, passed away right after I left. So I got really close to him in the 2 weeks I was there, and then 2 weeks after I left, I was at my next uh, stop in my internship, and I get a phone call telling me that Zach had passed away. So, I'm just asking that God give me the strength and wisdom that I need to walk through this week emotionally, as well as physically, because this week is always hard on your body, whether you have a disability or you're able bodied, because you're always moving. You're in bunk beds that aren't really comfortable, but you suck it up because we're all there for a common goal, which is to help families affected by disability feel semi-normal for at least a couple days. So, that's what I got coming up. What I did last week was a good warm up to what I got coming. I went to kids camp with my church, which means I went to camp for the rising third, fourth, fifth, and sixth graders this year. So sorry about that. So I spent about, let's see, we got up there Sunday and left Thursday, so half of Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So I spent about 3 or 4 days with a group of 5 boys. So I got to, and we walked them through the first 8 verses of Psalm 63, which is about praising God with whatever you have going through, good, bad, ugly stuff. So that was really cool because living with a disability and living through some of the family drama that I've had to go through over my life, I've gotten to really understand what praising God through it all, with it all, means, and I was able to bring some of that stuff out to my guys that I was responsible for. And another cool thing that happened last week was my former pastor who passed away a couple years ago. His grandsons came to camp with us because their great uncle is our children's ministry pastor. So, and their church doesn't really have enough to do a full on kids camp. So they come with us. And I had the youngest of the two that were there in my group, and even the one I didn't have in my group, I still got to spend some time with. And the youngest one was really young when his grandfather died. So he's just now getting to um, the point where he is starting to hear some of those stories that a bunch of us have heard, and I got to tell him some stories that even his dad didn't know because I was in Wayne's Bible study, so I got to hear some stories and experience some stuff with Wayne that his son hadn't even gotten to experience. So it was really cool for me to be able to step in and pass on some of the wisdom that their grandfather had passed on to me just in the 2 years that I knew him before he died. Um, I got to pass that on to them, and I got to reinforce some stuff they already knew. So that was cool for me. And then God, I've been going through some stuff, and you guys know that. Uh, Last week and the last couple weeks, God has continued to build me back up, and just I've been asking God. I know what I need to do. I know what I want to do. I've been asking Him to find ways to kind of mesh those two thought processes together. Um, and He he's continued to show me that over the last couple of weeks, and last week especially because I got put into some situations where this is the first year that they had a counselor with a disability go with them and we had to adapt some stuff for me, um, which we knew going in. But like I always say, you don't know exactly how much you're going to have to adapt or what you're going to have to do in certain situations till those situations come up. And last week was a great example of all that stuff. But I got asked a couple questions about my disability, or more than a couple. I got asked a bunch, and I was able to pass that stuff on. Um, so that was an awesome experience. And God just continued to show me, hey, you need to go out and train people. You need to go show them that just because you have a disability doesn't mean um, that you can't serve in a lot of different ways and a lot of different platforms. So God has continued to refine that aspect of my life, and I'm asking you guys um, to pray that He continues to do that. So that is pretty much how the last couple weeks have gone, and I'll touch base with you guys again when I get back next week. Um, so that is going to be that for now. And like I always say, disability never sleeps. So until the job gets done, neither will I. I'll see you guys later.